I recently made my third start in Mexico, and my man Luke Voit was not happy.
I gave him a chance, I don't know what to do.
Now we'll get to those at-bats in a second, but before we do, we gotta warm up for the game. Now this is my first start in Mexico at sea level. It's also 102 degrees and humid. I felt great. I love the humidity. My stuff comes out way better.
Got sweat going in my ears.
So throwing my pregame bullpen, it was really nice to see my stuff actually moving the way I'm used to. My splitter was crazy.
What was that?
My slider was really good. My fastball command was there. I actually shortened my bullpen routine about 15 pitches because I was already warm because of the heat, and my command was really good to start the day. In addition to being my first start at sea level, this is also my first start throwing to my new catcher Briseño, and we've never worked together before, so we had to get on the same page prior to the game.
Yep, let's do it.
Change a split or only split?
Just split.
Okay, I will call like change up.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Because we don't have a split here.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Before 2 strikes,
Okay.
just set up middle.
Got you.
And then with 2 strikes, we can go corners.
Okay, let's do it, baby. Vamos, have fun.
And then if you just call location,
Okay.
like if you just say like down away,
It's
that'll be fastball.
Okay.
And if I just stare at you, like if you say down and away and I just stare, I don't shake,
Okay.
change location.
Got you.
It's also the first game that SP, my pitching coach, has seen me at sea level, so I wanted to get a sense of how he thought my stuff looked relative to how it looks at altitude.
Dirty.
Looks good.
Oh, I got you.
Hopefully it translates out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Here we go, here we go. Got an eyelash in my eye.
Now, an eyelash in the eye might not seem like that big of a deal, but I couldn't keep my eye open. It was pretty painful, and it was definitely distracting me, so I went to the bathroom, tried to get it out, couldn't. I sat down on the bench, tried to use some eye drops to get it out, couldn't. Eventually, I had to have 2 people come over and use a tissue to try to fish it out of my eye, and my eye was super annoyed going into the first inning, but luckily, we got it out.
Crisis averted. I can see again. Now I gotta get ready to pitch.
Now, this game was against the Olmecas, and their lineup featured 6 former big leaguers, so it was going to be my biggest test so far. First pitch of the game, I threw a fastball right down the middle. It's very important to get ahead. We ended up getting 2 pitch out to start the game, which is great, helps limit the pitch count, and we're off to a good start. To start off the second hitter, I decided to mix in a quick pitch just to show the lineup that I have it. I want to show that early in the game so it's always on the hitter's mind, so the dugout starts talking about it and they go into the box thinking about something other than how to break me down and how to attack my pitches. Unfortunately, I missed and it was a ball, so we're behind 1-0. Now I'm thinking he's looking fastball here, so I decided to throw a cutter. We land a top shelf cutter to get back to 1-1, and that might look like a pitch that's up and hittable at the top of the zone, but I actually get a lot of takes, especially at sea level, on my cutter at the top. It starts off above the zone, they read ball, and it breaks into the top, and it actually sets up a lot of really good tunnels later in the at-bat, so I throw cutters top shelf to righties specifically on purpose, even though it might look like a mistake. Now, even though I missed with that fastball, the last cutter had movement away from him and that fastball had movement into him, so we get a little bit of crossing action going on, and that's probably what protected it from being a hit. Also, the ball's moving quite a bit more. I have a lot more vertical movement on my fastball at sea level, so it gets above the barrel a little bit easier. 5 pitches, 2 outs, and now that I'm comfortable, I can start talking a little bit more.
All right, I need a strikeout. We've got some timing disruptions here, so.
Now, this is Francisco Peguero, the first former big leaguer that I'm going to face, and I noticed in his swing that he's kind of got a hitch with his hands, which I thought I could exploit by using some timing disruptions. And you can see there what I'm talking about. When I'm in my windup, he's got this kind of like hitch thing going on with his hands, so I figured if I caught him in between one of those hitches with a slide step, it might be pretty good.
Slider. Yep, slider. Rip it. Oh, yeah, you're getting that all night. Ugly swing.
The other thing you'll notice about that pitch is it's moving a lot. It has a lot of sweep, something that you don't see in my games from altitude because my slider has double the sweep at sea level as it does in Mexico City. Here I try the quick pitch slider and he fouls it off, but he still doesn't give me a reason to go away from that pitch, so we're going to throw it again.
Okay. Interesting. Should have struck that guy out. Gotta get the ball down there.
Of the 3 sliders that I've thrown him in this at-bat, that was by far the most hittable one. Not the order you want to go in. You'd like to go from most hittable to least hittable. He fouled off a good pitch and got rewarded for it with a single. But I also learned something about him. I read his swing, his front hip kind of opened up, and he's got this kind of flat lateral swing. So I can use that going into the next at-bat. Even though I gave up a hit, I consider that a win because I learned something about his swing that's going to set me up to get him out next at bat. And now we have the 2020 home run king, Luke Voit. Now, a little bit of context for this. This was his first game in Mexico. He has just been signed. He had just gotten there the day before, I believe. So he's coming off of not facing live pitching for who knows how long and stepping right into this game. Now, I give you that context to be fair to Luke because my man had a rough night.
Right on it, Luke. Fucking cheater.
Now, when I say cheater, I mean cheating to the fastball, which means he's cheating on his timing. He's guessing fastball and speeding up so he can get the head of the bat out to hit the fastball. But if you throw an off-speed pitch like I did here with the cutter, he's going to be way out in front of it. So here I'm reading that he's looking for a fastball and he misses a cutter that's actually pretty hittable. So the cutter's a middle speed pitch. I've also now read that he's looking for a fastball, so I decided to go slower with a ball that's breaking more away from him and see what kind of reaction I got.
Get the slider down, 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 down. Right on it.
And after two ugly swings on breaking balls breaking away from him, there's no reason to go to anything else. Let's throw it again.
Nice, see you later, bitch. Welcome to Mexico.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, 3 pitches and a strikeout. Good first inning.
Slider, slider, slider.
Cutter, slider, slider. Showed him the small one. Once I saw him jump ship this way, I was like, oh, I just ripped the slower, bigger ones. Same thing with the 3-hole Piguero, right? I just left the last one up where he could like do this instead of getting it like down. He like opened like this and he like still was able to do that. Anything like this far more down, he was way out. Oh, hi. My bad. I shoot and hit the roof and then. That's fine there. Carreras ahora! Mas!
Now, as I'm warming up for the second inning, all I could think about was how excited I am for the 4-app high school training camp taking place this summer. We're taking applications for it now, and in just a few weeks, 20 high school players from Arizona will complete a 10-week training program at my private facility designed to improve velocity, bat speed, athleticism, command. And not only that, but if you're one of those 20 players, you'll have the chance to compete in a winner-takes-all elimination-style bracket for a chance to win a $20,000 scholarship for your college career and be featured right here on my YouTube channel. The program includes a custom 4-app nutrition plan, a personalized strength, conditioning, and throwing program, recovery programming utilizing our sauna, cold tub, BFR, and sensory deprivation tank, daily access to our weight room, trainers, and facilities, and access to our tech, including high-speed cameras, TrackMan, blast motion, and iPitch pitching machine. A $10,000 value that we're offering for just $2,000. Now, we're only accepting 10 pitchers and hitters, so if you're a high school player in Arizona looking to take your game to the next level, don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to apply now. It's really hard to focus on the game with all that going through my mind, but hopefully I can lock it back in for the second inning. So to start the second inning, we have Abraham Almonte, the third former big leaguer that I'm facing, and former teammate of mine in Cleveland. Now, from what I remember about him, he hits the ball down and in very well, so my goal is to stay up in the strike zone or away to avoid the down and in corner. He also has never seen my new split, so I wanted to test that out because he's the only lefty in the lineup. The fastball down and away for strike one sets it up perfectly, so I can throw a split off of that below the zone and hopefully get a swing and miss.
That's a new pitch, Abe.
And I could tell by his reaction right there that he wasn't quite sure what pitch I threw him. In his head, he's probably thinking back to me in Cleveland before I had a good changeup or a split. I can see why he'd be a little bit confused. Also, that was a nasty pitch. My split averaged negative vertical movement for the game, negative 0.5 inches and 14 horizontal. That's a little bit too technical for most of you watching, but it's really, really good. So here I tried the quick pitch, figuring that if I threw the same split that he just saw and I quick pitched him, he'd jump at it like a fastball and I'd get a swing and miss.
You can talk all you want, but the umpire said go. Gotta pay attention, my guy.
Unfortunately, we missed 2 down, and he's talking to the umpire right here saying, hey, I'm not set, I'm not in the box, like, is that a legal pitch or not? So I definitely have him thinking, and I definitely have him paying attention to it, which is exactly what I want.
Hand out. Aye.
Now, my thought on that was to throw a curveball that bounced and get a swing and miss, but I haven't thrown anything at the top of the zone yet or above. So if I miss in the zone with that curveball, it's very likely that I get a freeze. So this pitch has a lot of protection to it, despite not having a tunnel set up for it.
2-2. We'll go back to it. Oh, good take. It's a good pitch. Good take by you.
Now that split was nasty, and I have no idea how he took it, which is why I give him his props. It was a good take.
Yeah. Get it there for freeze. Good AB, Poppy. Nice takes on the changeup.
So that at bat featured 2 fastballs down and away and 3 splits below the zone, so I'm kind of playing this low tunnel game, fastball in the zone, split below. I thought I might get the freeze 3-2 on that fastball away, but given that I'd thrown him 4 pitches that kind of started at that height, it's actually unlikely that I get the freeze there. I get a ground ball, good at bat for him. I wish I would have gotten the strikeout since I was 0-2.
I need a strikeout. That should have been a strikeout. All right, Noel, 3 pitches.
3 pitches.
One, out in front of the cutter, so slider. Or 2 pitches, I guess. Since you didn't want to strike out. Which is unfortunate, I really wish you did. I had you perfectly set up for doors right there.
So that was Double Lugo, the 4th former big leaguer in the lineup. I was hoping to get him on the sequence, cutter away, slider away, fastball by him, so I didn't get all the way through my sequence, but I'll take a 2-pitch out. Next up is Jorge Bonifacio, the 5th former big leaguer that I'll face today, and I decided to start the at-bat off with a slide step.
No. Yeah. Change up down. Get the hand out. Not down. Fuck.
Now, I'm honestly not sure what I was thinking throwing a split here. I was trying to get it back foot, see if I could throw it to a righty, and I just missed in the middle of the zone. Fortunately, it didn't turn into a hit, and we're out of the inning with yet another quick out. Really keeping the pitch count down, which is super beneficial.
Ah. Coño.
Hey, papito.
Más ponches, coño. Necesito más ponches.
The punches last game. Now let's go for the complete
No.
game shutout.
No. Most punchies. 95, that's it. I haven't really like stepped on the gas yet. There's a hole like this deep where my toe is. His toe's in it from this way and my toe's in it from that way. This fucker's got more strikeouts than me. I want all the strikeouts and no runs and no hits. I want it all.
So speaking of that hole, when I went out for the 3rd inning, it was even deeper, too deep for me to stay in the same spot. I slid my heel back towards first base about half a foot, and that way my toe was right there before the hole.
Dude, this hole is so deep. This hole is so deep, I gotta move.
The interesting thing is, when I moved, that spot didn't dig out at all, and my landing spot didn't dig out at all. So there's some difference in my mechanics and their starter's mechanics that had the mound digging out for him, but not for me. First up in the 3rd inning is Adeiny Echeverria, the 6th former big leaguer in the lineup.
Get ahead. Well, we can't strike people out unless we get to 2 strikes, so I guess if we're getting double digits today, it's got to be because it's multiple innings. Gotta go like 8 or 9. 9 hole, so 8, 9, 1. Yep, ooh, that ball's down, but I'll take it. We're gonna use that though.
Now, when I got the call on the first pitch fastball that I thought was low, my thought was throw breaking balls below the zone. I have them perfectly set up for it. I thought I could possibly throw a split below the zone going arm side. I could throw a cutter below the zone off that same tunnel. So you have 1 fastball for a strike, and then you have splitter and cutter going this way.
Oh, he wanted to.
So the 0-1 slider started in the exact same tunnel as the fastball and broke off. That's why we got a bite out of the hitter. So I'm reading that. He's definitely buying into that tunnel. Let's see if we can throw a strike out of it.
I want to throw a split, but we'll go slider.
Now, the reason I thought split is because I've thrown a fastball down and away, and I've thrown a slider and a cutter. So you've seen this tunnel moving away from him. If I throw a split below the zone and it moves towards him, it's going to confuse him. But I decided to go with the slider instead.
Down. Nice swing. Ah!
Now, unfortunately, the center field cam wasn't showing the swing when I got my first sword, but here's a replay so you can see how ugly of a swing it really was. Okay, first time through the order complete, 8 outs, 1 hit. Now we're flipping the order for the 2nd time, so it's important to remember what you threw the guy's first pitch and what their reaction to it was, so that you don't run into a trap of throwing the same thing and having them anticipate it. You want to try to get them out the same way, but you want to disguise how you're doing it. So for example, if you went fastball, cutter, slider to a righty the first time, maybe you go cutter, fastball, slider. You're still getting him out with a slider, but you're disguising how you're getting there.
So we started you off with fastball. Yeah, we'll go there. We go slider, yeah. I like that, and then get it down, he'll swing. Oh, too much. Good block right there.
So after the slider in the dirt, we're 1-2. I've gone cutter, slider, slider. That's why I thought that the fastball in was available. I've gone 3 breaking pitches moving away from him, and they've gotten progressively slower and more outside. He's probably slowed down timing-wise. He's probably leaning over the plate looking for movement going away, which is a perfect time to throw a fastball in. The reason I decided to go against that is because it's 1-2, and I have a rule for myself. I will give myself until a 2-2 count to try to get the strikeout. Now, fastball in here probably isn't getting by him. It's probably just going to set up the next pitch. I would expect a fastball in to result in a foul ball over the first base dugout, and then I can go back to the slider the next pitch. Plan was to throw the slider 1-2. If I don't get the strikeout, then you go with the fastball in, then you go back to the slider.
Rip it.
Ah! Fortunately, I threw a really good one, and we got the strikeout, inning over.
There we go, now we're rolling.
Outstanding, my friend.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pero más ponches.
You got 2 now.
Solamente dos. If I threw a slider there and he took, then force him away.
So my goal for the 4th inning was to get more strikeouts, and that's already a little bit of a mistake. I'm starting to focus on the result instead of the process. The process is throw strike 1, throw strike 2, and if you get to a 2-strike count, finish the at-bat. So I need to get ahead if I'm going to get strikeouts.
Get ahead. All right. Well, we can't get through this inning. Maybe if we get ahead.
So Peguero's at the plate for his second at bat. Now I remember 2 things. 1, I have timing disruptions available because he's got that hitch. And 2, I've thrown him 3 sliders and he got a hit, so he's kind of slowed down, looking away. So I decided to start this at bat off with a fastball.
So you don't like sliders down, but you got a hit on one away. Slow bat here. Get ahead. Okay, hard 95, that's good.
After the 0-0 take, I decided to throw a timing disruption in there and throw a fastball up and in to test where his timing was. And reading the foul ball, he was very late, so I decided to go with a 3rd straight fastball and try to elevate it above the zone and mix in a pause leg kick, another timing disruption.
Now you're set it for the slider.
So after 3 straight fastballs, I decided to go with the slider, and I threw a really well-placed one out of a slide step. He was still able to make contact.
You're gonna flail out sliders. I'm just gonna bang curveballs. Nice play. Guess you're more of a curveball or a split guy next to bat. It's 2 punches that I've missed on.
Next up is my man Luke Voit. Now remember the first at bat. Cutter, slider, slider, good morning, good afternoon, good night. So we're just gonna start off with the slider and see where he's at this at bat. And after that swing, I can tell that we're still nowhere close to the slider. Now I'm reading his body language right here. Kind of rolling his eyes, he's kind of looking up, he's taking a walk out of the batter's box. I've thrown him 4 straight breaking balls. I'm taking this as he's frustrated that I'm throwing him breaking balls and not a fastball.
You mad because I'm throwing sliders?
So I throw him another slider, and even though that one was a more hittable pitch than the pitch before, he was still nowhere close. He still looks extremely annoyed right now, so I was like, what? I mean, do you want a fastball? I looked at him, I was like, hey, you want a fastball? Like, is that what you're annoyed about? What's going on? And now after signaling fastball, he's not looking at the ump, he's not walking around, he's just staring directly at me. My intention was to throw that fastball right in the middle. Now, it's the first ball I've tried to throw as hard as possible all night, so I yanked it a little bit, but I was trying to throw a strike there. Now, maybe me signaling fastball pissed him off a little bit, because he's just staring right at me. Maybe I got him locked in a little bit, because this take... That was a really good take. That pitch had the zone a long time, and he didn't even budge at it. Unfortunately for Luke, I read that reaction live, and I knew exactly what to throw next.
What are you looking for, my guy? Not sure what you're looking for. That's a heater down the middle, but...
Another thing that I'd heard about Luke going into the game is he really doesn't like pitchers that do timing disruptions. So here, after he took the slider, I knew he had to be slowed down, looking for a slider breaking away from him so he didn't chase it. I went with a timing disruption, a little quick pitch to throw a wrinkle in it, and just threw a fastball right down the middle. I knew before the pitch that it was a free take if I just got it in the zone.
I gave him a chance. I don't know what to do.
95, 96, we had 98, 97.
Was that 98?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I told him this.
Oh.
Hey, he looks mad. He's like, slider swing, slider swing. I'm like, all right, yo, you want this? Like, I can do that too. And then he just took it right down the middle. Go fastball too.
Outstanding, my friend. Vamos, coño.
He's bitching about getting sliders, so it's like, I mean, you haven't come close to one yet. Am I supposed to throw you something else?
Oh, yeah, you're right. The other one was 98. When you
Yeah.
you go with a fastball.
Maybe next at bat I'll try to throw him 100 and see what he does with it.
4 innings down, time to refocus for the 5th. First up, we got Abe Almonte. Now, the first at bat started with a fastball down and away and ended with a ground ball to first base on a fastball down and away. I decided to go with the same pitch to start the at bat.
Oh yeah, I like the curveball call here. Bounce it.
0-2, I tried the bounce curveball. I missed a little bit and he took it, but now I know I've worked him away, and soft. I haven't gone in on him at all. He's now seen 2 straight curveballs and he's definitely looking away, so the inside part of the plate is wide open. So I knew if I just got the ball to the catcher's glove, I had a strikeout.
Doors!
Next up, Doa Lugo. First at bat, cutter away, slider away, ground ball. So we want to mix this up a little bit, disguise what we're going with. Decided to go with the first pitch slider. Now, I missed off the plate and he didn't swing, but it's not a complete waste pitch. I know that that sets up a tunnel for a fastball away. It is 1-0 and he's probably looking for a heater, but there's going to be some confusion built in because the fastball is going to look like the slider if I get it away.
Late. 9-4. Now you'll swing slider. Now you're set up for slider or curveball.
So here's why a curveball, slider, or split works in that count. Think about the sequence. First pitch, slider away. He kind of slowed down, watched it break off the plate. He drank in that outside tunnel. Next pitch, fastball away, mid-thigh, and he fouls it off. He's a little bit late. Third pitch, fastball above the zone middle, and he fouls that off, and he's still late. The slider works because it pairs with the fastball away and breaks off the plate. The curveball works because it pairs with the high fastball and breaks below the zone, and the split works because it's a completely opposite movement. It pairs off the fastball away and breaks down below the zone. All 3 pitches are wide open here because I've used the first pitch miss and the next 2 fastballs to set everything up. This should be a strikeout. But sometimes, even though you have a perfect sequence set up and you have the perfect out pitch lined up, hitters are pretty good.
Do we get tricky and try to come back 2-seam? Catch it. That was more middle than middle outside, but... Oh, we're going to lead curveball here. I like that. Aggressive.
Next up, Jorge Bonifacio, and I don't often throw curveballs to righties, so I was happy with that call. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the umpire was expecting a curveball from me either, and he calls a clear strike a ball.
Go there again? Nah, not yet. Go back to slider for a strike. After those 2. That was way too far. God damn it. Yes! Yes!
And that's the second sword of the game. Now, I did wear my Trevor Bauer sword t-shirt to the field before this game. Probably gave me some good luck. You should get yours, trevorbauer.com.
There we go, there we go, there we go!
Outstanding, my friend.
Yep, I almost went 2-seam there.
Where, the second to last guy? Or
Yeah, to the liner instead of going
I thought
4-seam.
that was because he hit it that hard out there.
Oh, it was just a middle fastball.
Okay, so through 5 innings, we've had 1 base runner, 1 hit, no walks, quite a few strikeouts, and I think I relaxed a little bit too much because I started getting behind in the count.
Getting too picky, just get the ball in the zone. Ah, terrible start, got lazy, figure it out.
I was shocked seeing it live. I'm even more shocked seeing it now. That was a strike. Like an obvious strike. Not even a borderline strike. Just a clear as day strike. Should be 0-1 right now. So 1-1, I decided to go the fastball in, which is a little bit of a risky pitch. You don't get many strike calls on fastballs in for whatever reason. Umpires don't call that pitch that often. So unless I get a swing here, it's probably going to be a ball.
Do I go back to that? Do I go split? I think you just rip a slider for ground ball double play. Freeze fastball down and away. Yep. Can I help you? Nope. Just looking.
Now that freeze fastball away works because of the first and the second at bats. He's seen a lot of sliders starting there and breaking off the plate. I needed a strikeout there, and I knew I had that pitch in my back pocket whenever I needed it, so I chose to use it there, and I executed it perfectly.
You don't like sliders.
So we're 3 for 3 on first pitch balls this inning, which is not a recipe for success.
Oh boy. Get it there.
Now, I definitely thought in a 2-0 count that he'd be coming out of his shoes on a fastball. I was definitely surprised that he didn't even try to swing at that.
Go back to the slider here. Late. Good. Now you'll swing slider. Or do I throw a split? No, don't get tricky. Just go to the slider. Yes!
And that take on the 2-2 slider pretty much confirms what I thought. He's looking for a slider. He's slowed down, trying not to chase.
Two-seam away, freeze. Yes!
And I chose the right pitch. If I execute that down and away, it's
Oh,
another
boy.
freeze strikeout. Unfortunately, I just missed by a lot, and now I'm in some serious trouble.
Fine. Yep, we good.
Now you want to start these guys. Go to the slider.
Slider first. Yep. Here we go. Yep. Okay, focus. We got Atondo. Okay, it's time to get nasty. Let's go. Get ahead. Okay. I see. I get their approach. I know what they're doing here.
It probably took me 4 pitches too long to realize it, but I did realize it. Once the second hitter in a row took close sliders off the plate and didn't budge, I read that they're just looking not to chase the slider. It makes sense. I've thrown a lot of sliders off the plate the first couple times through the order. They've chased a lot of them. They probably made a team adjustment and said, hey, stop swinging the slider away. So how do you counteract that? Well, fastballs.
You guys are sitting slow. I have weapons for that. We'll go again. That's a weak fly out. Back up third. Yeah! Hey! It's a great play right there. Nice. Fake? Too safe, I know.
I know, safe.
But still nice play.
Yeah.
That was a very awkward play. I did not expect there to be any play at third. I fully expected to have to strike the next guy out to get out of the jam. Watching it back on tape, that base running was not the best. My third baseman did do a pretty good job of deking it, and by that I mean he just kind of stands there like the ball's not coming, like just kind of relaxed, and then at the last second just grabs the ball and puts the tag down, so it kind of lulls the runner to sleep. Ideally for a base runner, the third base coach is telling him get down or the throw's coming or something like that, because if he's just looking at the third baseman just looks like, there's no ball coming, I'm just checked out, and then at the last second you get exactly what we got here, which is a surprise slide and an out.
They're sitting slow. Yeah. They're just looking slider. Nice. Cannon.
You're good?
Yeah, I got f***ing lazy. I was behind in the count to everyone that inning.
Well, in this inning, take a look. First pitch is for a strike.
Yeah.
You know?
I was behind everybody.
Yeah.
They started sitting slow though. They started looking slider. So I was missing by this much. Early in the game, swing.
Couple good ones. He didn't give it to you.
The first pitch cutter, strike. When I looked at him, clear strike. What am I at? 70? Get ahead in the count. Ahead in the count. Let's go.
And that's the only goal heading out for the 7th. Get ahead.
Same shit last 3 innings. Oh, that's going to be a hit. Are you kidding me? Catch that.
So Peguero kind of beat me this game. 2 for 3. Hit on a slider away, hit on a fastball in. Nothing hit hard, but put up some good at-bats. Now, I was going to go with a splitter or a curveball to finish him there, but never got to 2 strikes, and he's 2 for 3. Props to him. And that sets up the third matchup with my boy Luke Voit.
Okay, Luke. Strike.
So I start him off with the first pitch slider. He's still nowhere close to it. Can we play that Eric clip right here? This has to be what was going through Luke's head right now.
Slider, 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 slider. Slider, 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 slider. I hate you, Trevor.
Now, keeping in mind that their team approach had changed to sitting soft, I decided to switch up my approach a little bit here and see where Luke was at. Can someone please calibrate hit tracks? Okay, should be 0-2, but it's 1-1. Gotta throw the slider for a strike.
Strike. Oh, you almost went. Do you go back to it or do you freeze fastball away?
Can someone please calibrate hit tracks? Both fastballs this at bat have been painted strikes. That should have been another looking strikeout. That's 2 this at bat. What are we doing? So 3-2, I'm not walking him here to put myself in even more trouble. It's time to challenge him. Here's your fastball middle, Luke. Well, we're not throwing that one again. You missed your opportunity. Time to go back to the slider. And that completes the hat trick for Luke Voit. 3 strikeouts and 3 at-bats. Now, to be fair, this was his first game, and he has since hit like 6 homers already, so he's playing pretty well. It just wasn't his night. Almonte started him off first pitch fastball down and away, 2 straight at-bats, and he's taken both of them. Why go away from it?
Get ahead in the count. There we go. Get the split down, hand out. Let's go. Nasty.
Yeah, that split was nasty. I'm even impressed with that. Sometimes I surprise myself.
Yeah.
Now, I missed with that pitch. It was very hittable, and I got lucky. But I talked about this earlier. When you start off with a low tunnel and you create confusion low, even if you miss with something that starts up, it creates a little bit of doubt in the hitter's mind, and there's some protection built in.
You're about to get absolutely... That should have been a strike. Missed, though. Slider. Catch that. Don't bloop.
Now, coming off the mound, the opposing crowd was chanting my name and giving me a standing ovation. That was pretty cool. I've never gotten a standing ovation on the road before. So thanks to all the fans that were in attendance. You made it a special night.
Freaking strike him out, dude.
I
Lost the freaking bet because of you.
I was trying so hard. You know I was trying. I gave you my best effort. What was the bet?
I was 9.5 over under.
I don't know how many strikeouts am I at. So you need one more? Okay. I need one more strikeout. I gotta help Ponce win the bet. So I gotta get one more guy just to have a chance. You know what I mean?
You got him.
Yeah, I gotta get one. I got one shot, one hitter. Ponce bet that I would get 10, and Ronnie took 9 strikeouts. So I got one hitter to decide the bet. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
One hitter. I think that's only fair. You know?
Yeah, it's good.
And I'll actually throw hard. I'll get everything I got. What pitch do you want it on?
I know what I want. Curveball.
Ooh, to a righty. I'll prioritize the punch out over the pitch, but if I can get the punch out on the pitch, that'll be tight. Hey, we got one hitter. If we take a chance with the curveball and we don't get him, the strikeout's more important than the pitch. But if we can get both, we'll get both. It's like playing Clue. Bonifacio in the 8th inning with a curveball. Okay, here we go. Time to have some fun. Ha! Let's see what we got here. Gotta be aggressive. Strike 1.
Okay, missing up at the face was not part of the plan. Time to make a slight little adjustment. We gotta get a strike here. And we have to set up the curveball.
Okay.
Now we're behind 2-1, which makes this strikeout even a little bit harder. Time for the curveball below the zone. Unfortunately, I haven't set up a good tunnel for it, and I haven't gotten to this pitch in the right way.
Okay, got one chance at this.
So there's a good chance it doesn't succeed.
Should I go back to it?
If I can throw another one that bounces on the plate that looks the same as that one, I'll probably get a swing and he won't be able to put it in play. So a deal's a deal. Even though I could have kept going, I had one hitter and I failed. I cost Ponce the bet. To be clear, no money was exchanged, no money was on the line. It was just a friendly bet.
I tried. We tried. It was either that or try to throw 100.
Yeah.
And walking out the field, the opposing crowd once again stood up, gave me a round of applause, and chanted my name, which was really cool. So, final line on the night, 7 1/3 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, a walk, and 3 hits, and 1 lost
Didn't take
bet.
4, just
Plus
took 1.
a team win.
Or 2. There we go.